Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you how Google Performance Max ads work. I'm also going to show you how to set them up and the best strategy for doing that. Now, what kind of businesses should be using Google Performance Max ads? In my opinion, everyone should test it, but especially e-commerce businesses. It is killing it for my clients in Performance Max. So Performance Max, what is it? How is it different than search? Performance Max uses AI-based learning algorithms to identify where to place your ads, who has the highest potential to convert and things like that. Now with search ads, you're just showing up for users who are searching that term, also knowing that that has a high relevancy, but Performance Max has the ability to use it to use all the content. So you'll give it all its images, all its videos, all the headlines, all the descriptions to go out and find the right end user or consumer for your product. So in that case, for example, what I will show you is if we were selling something like a hiking backpack, we could show up on videos of someone who's showing the best hiking accessories, and we could have an in-stream ad. Well, that's pretty high intent. So Performance Max optimizes with all the variables that we give it to show up on search, Gmail, display, YouTube. I think I missed one, and discovery. So it has a lot of abilities and it's great, and you should always run it in tandem with your Google search campaigns. All right, that's enough for me. Let's jump into the account and I'll show you how to do it. All right, guys, so now we're in the Google Ads account here. This is kind of my dummy account that I use for these videos, but what we're going to do here is I'm going to jump into building a Performance Max campaign, and we're going to use the idea that we're selling backpacks for people that go hiking. So just to get an idea of, what the targeting will look like, why I'm picking some of the things that's just good for you to know. So go ahead, click new campaign. I'm going to click sales here and then go down, continue. Sometimes this will populate, by the way, here based on the already set up settings on your website, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and click Performance Max, hit continue, put in an example budget here. So initially, when I like to build these out, I always optimize for conversions and not conversion value. My goal is to do proof of concept, drive some conversions, especially if the account is relatively fresh, I want them to be able to drive conversions. I don't care if it's a $2 sale or a $500 sale. I just want to see that we're in the right area. Over time, I will switch this to optimize for conversion value, meaning it's going to optimize for the highest level of conversion value. Go ahead and click next, select United States. Then you can do some more settings down here if you want to do any final URL expansion things. I don't touch any of this here. And then, so this is where you'd go ahead and add in, obviously, the URL, your images. So I want to be clear on a lot of this too. This is a crucial piece. You need to give the whole advantage of Performance Max is that you're giving it enough info for it to go and test a bunch of different options. It tests on YouTube, Gmail, search, display, and discover. It's doing it on mobile. It's doing it on desktop. It's doing it at different times of the day. Like there's all these variables that I couldn't even list out. And so what we need to do is make sure we're giving it all of our images, giving it all the logos we have, all of our videos, all of our headlines, all of the long headlines. So I've seen several videos and it drives me nuts where people fill out a couple things. While I'm doing this, I'm just going to talk through it. I'm not going to add in all these creatives right now, but what I want you to know is that add in every single, add as many as you can, max it out. So add in 20 images, add in 5 logos. If you don't have 5 logos in different aspect ratios, that's fine. You can go into Canva and create them in the different sizings if needed. You have to think that it's not just them asking for a logo, it's them asking a logo to use it in different placements. So the way it would look on, for example, where would they put your logo here? Probably down here in the bottom left. Well, where would they put your logo in Gmail? Probably right here. So again, on search, there might be a couple times that search will have a little display area for a logo. Here's another one, display. Here's a place where it would show the logo. So my point is, when you use these, the idea is that Google's trying to get enough assets to have as many opportunities for placements. If we look at videos, you can add your YouTube videos in here. That does incredibly well. Now, one of the pieces with YouTube videos is it will show your content to, maybe users that are already interested. So in this case, if we're selling our backpacks and we're selling a brown, hiking bag. If there's a YouTube channel that's talking about, the best trails to go hiking on, or the best hiking accessories before you, go hiking. Boom, perfect place to show one of our YouTube videos, or one of our, a quick in-stream ad, an in-stream ad that we might have available. So that's what that can look like. And then the headlines and long headlines and descriptions are all, pretty much the same, that you're probably familiar with. But your business name and then your call to action. I leave this call to action on automated. I think that, I trust that Performance Max knows when to use the right one, especially as the AI keeps getting better here. So now we're going to jump into the audience signal portion of this video, where I think a lot of this is important. I think there's a lot of different things to test in this, and I've heard several different strategies that people do. One being they don't do anything. They leave it broad and let the AI go out and find it. And I'm of the mindset that why don't we give it a couple options and help guide it to find the right person. So we're going to create an audience signal. So in this case, we're just going to call it hiking backpack. Ooh, excuse me, jeez. All right, then we can add in custom segments. So people based on their search activity downloaded apps or visited sites. So this would be hiking packs, call it 1, just to keep it clear. Now, I always do people with these interest or purchase intentions. I think this is higher intent. Well, I know it is from my research, but you can enter keywords describing your ideal customer interest or products and services that they are actively researching to buy. So in our case, for more of the e-com side, that's where we want to be. So for example, I could start typing in. Okay, so you'll see here that I went ahead and I added in a hiking backpack, hiking bag, hiking backpack, camping backpack, just a couple. And then additionally, you can add in types of websites. So if I wanted to add in like Patagonia or some other outdoor businesses that do that, was it Cabela's? Yeah, that would be one to add in there too. So now I have this custom segment made. Now you can add in data of users who have done things on your business. So specifically, this will get more populated when you set up your Google Analytics for property, or just your Universal Analytics, but I recommend using G4. But this will be, it'll create segments of all the users who have visited your website, all the visitors who have added to cart, all the visitors who've done purchases. So you can give it data to go and find those people and to find people like those users. And so what I do is I add in this case, I'm going to add in purchasers of marketing team. Now this is different because this is an example account that I'm using here. But we look into the interest in detailed demographics. This is where it's pretty similar to Facebook, actually, now that I think about it, where it's more segmented audiences rather than keywords. So if I typed in hiking backpack, we can see hiking backpack, backpacking trips. Osprey creates really good ones, backpacks, backpacking gear and tips. I don't know about kids, travel, tactical bags. And so I could just keep going through here and identify more that makes sense for kind of what I'm offering. But the idea too is that, you just want to give Performance Max the right place to start, rather than having it just go out and just start running ads and hope that it finds the right source or the right audience. So this is why I set it up this way, where it gives the ability for it to go identify, figure out, where we should start, and then it's going to kind of churn through this audience, because it's also collecting data on the back end of are the users converting, and so then it's telling itself if it worked or if it did not. So another thing to keep in mind. And then we'll look at the demographics here. I recommend leaving this open until you get more data on your background, or on your users, sorry. So for example, household income, top 10%, are you selling a premium product, things like that. So if you wanted, you could do top 10%, 20%, and get rid of the unknown, because some people opt out. Your costs may go up, just to be aware when you start doing that, because it's a limited group of people that you're going to start targeting, and you're paying for that space. So I recommend not touching this initially and then looking at the data and then coming back and making adjustments. So if we hit save, then you can go ahead and it will populate down here. Go to your extensions and add in any extensions that you need to add in. So there's site link extension, structured snippets, price, promotion, call out. I always suggest doing site link and price extensions if you have, if it makes sense for your business. And then it goes to the summary, but boom, you're done. Publish. You have your Performance Max ad running. Great. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is when you're running one of your Performance Max campaigns, you should also be running a search campaign at the same time. Google themselves has said, and I'll put a link in the description of this if you want to read it, but Google themselves has said that you need to be running search ads, or it's best practice to run search and Performance Max at the same time. Well, you might say, TJ, if I'm running a search ad and a Performance Max ad at the same time, and they're bidding, and Performance Max does show up in search, are they bidding against each other? Are they bidding on the same keyword? Well, if that happens, Google will give that placement to the search campaign if it makes the most sense. But if there's searches that come up and it falls more on the Performance Max side, it will give it to Performance Max. So there is not an overlap. It might happen on that day, but then the account reconciles after time and attribution goes by. So just wanted to put that out there. That's a question that I've seen a lot kind of floating around. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Peace.